Test, 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 test. And we welcome you to Kiwanis Wallace Park's Field 7 here in Ellicott City, Maryland. It is a beautiful cloudless day, about 56, 57 degrees, a little chill in the air, but nice and warm in the sun as we are getting set for the conference opener for the Howard Community College Dragons softball team. Year 4 of the Dragons is here, and it's going to be a good one. Hello, folks. This is the big man on the mic, Isaac Donsky, who will be bringing you the action every week this season, and I hope to have some guest stars with me throughout the year. But I believe for today it's just going to be me on the call, and we are looking forward to a big game today. The Dragons coming off of a 4-game winning streak, prepared to take on their first conference opponent of the season as they face longtime rival and MD JUCO softball powerhouse Chesapeake College. So let's get down to business and tell you about what's been going on this season so far. The Dragons, of course, in the 4th year of their program here at Howard. And this season, things are looking very good. The last 3 years haven't gone all that great for the Dragons. There have been some growing pains, multiple seasons with 20 or more losses, and the Dragons have been easy prey in the first round of the Region 20 tournament each year. But this year, things are different. Head coach Shannon Riley is confident that this is going to be the team that finally breaks out and shows what they can really do. And so far this season, they've looked the part. The Dragons opened the season 3 weeks ago when they traveled on the road to take on Fayetteville Tech and Richard Bland College. They split the series with Fayetteville Tech, including an impressive game where they won 18-4. They got swept by Richard Bland in a 3-game series, but put up good runs and had a chance to win Game 3 before it got away from them at the end. Most recently, they opened up their home schedule against Monroe Bronx. We were unable to bring you that 4-game series, but logistics have been figured out, so we're all good to go. And in that series, the Dragons were flawless. They scored over 40 runs across the 2-day series and won all 4 games. 2 were won by run rule, and 2 games saw shutouts. The Dragons have made it clear to the rest of Region 20 this is not the same old Howard team that's going to lay over and get their teeth kicked in when it comes time for the tournament. This is a team that's going to be one of the front runners for Region 20, and so far this season, I would say that they're right up there in the thick of it. Region 20 is very competitive when it comes to softball. Usually it is the Blue Bloods of Potomac State, Chesapeake, and CCBC Catonsville that take the cake, but this year things look to be wide open. Just ask Allegheny College of Maryland, who's out to a hot 4-1 start to the season. Impressive to see them up there. Got a little bit of wind coming through here, so the wind could play a factor, hopefully not too much of one. It does tend to get very windy out here at Kiwanis Wallace Park. So that's the story for the Dragons. 5-4 so far on the season. They've looked very good. Well, what about Chesapeake? It's been a rough start to the season for the Skipjacks. They've only played 2 games, a 2-game series against Bryan and Stratton, Virginia, and that did not go well. They played well in Game 1, but in Game 2, a lack of pitching depth caught up to them, and they got smacked, giving up 13 runs. This Chesapeake team has been one of the forefront contenders for Region 20 over the last few seasons, and they are eager to prove themselves to once again be one of the teams to beat in Region 20. And to do that, though, they've got to go through Howard first. A very early season regional matchup. Most of these matchups generally happen in April. We got a March matchup here, and most of the Dragons' early games through the first month of the season are going to be against out-of-conference opponents. So to face off against an opponent this early in the season from their own region, it's going to be very telling to see where the Dragons stand. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for both squads, and we begin with the visitors from Chesapeake College. Here's their batting order. Batting first and playing second base is going to be a freshman from Georgetown, Delaware, number 33, Michaela Esposito. Batting second and pitching today for the Skipjacks will be a freshman from Berlin, Maryland, number 27, Leah Simpson. Batting third and playing third base will be a freshman from Goldsboro, Maryland, number 18, Gracie Calloway. Batting fourth and playing center field will be a sophomore from Denton, Maryland, number 1, Emma Beals. Batting fifth and playing left field will be a freshman from Centerville, Maryland, number 7, Abigail Dennis. Batting sixth and playing first base will be a freshman from Strasburg, Virginia, number 29, Riley Arnold. Batting seventh and catching for the Skipjacks will be a freshman from Millsboro, Delaware, number 17, Carrie Kemp. Batting eighth and playing shortstop will be a sophomore from West Palm Beach, Florida, number 3, Elena Rado. And batting ninth and playing right field will be a freshman from Easton, Maryland, number 12, Katie Jenkins. The Skipjacks are led by second-year head coach Danny Stubbs and assistant Joseph Beals. You may have noticed a lot of freshmen on that lineup, and that's because this team is almost exclusively freshmen. Emma Beals and Elena Ratto are the only returning players from last year's team. And I'll double check. I don't even know if Ratto was on the roster, so I'll double check that during the break. I know Beals was on the roster. So it is a very young Chesapeake team. That's one of the reasons why they may have gotten off to a bit of a rough start. Now let's meet to the starting lineup for your Howard Community College Dragons. Here we go. Batting first and playing center field will be a sophomore from Laurel, Maryland, number 9, Reagan Perks. Batting second and playing second base will be a sophomore transfer from UMBC and Fulton, Maryland, number 22, Courtney Johnson. Batting third and playing shortstop will be a sophomore from Mount Airy, Maryland, number 23, Taylor Pence. Batting fourth and pitching today for the Dragons will be a freshman from Eldersburg, Maryland, number 17, Sophia Steele. Batting fifth and playing third base today will be a freshman transfer from Hanover, Maryland, number 14, Marissa Webb. Batting sixth and playing right field will be a sophomore from Laurel, Maryland, number 5, Morgan Ryan. Batting seventh and catching today will be a sophomore from Elkridge, Maryland, number 33, Holly Ryan. Batting eighth and playing first base will be a sophomore from Hagatna, Guam, number 18, Gianna Sablon. Batting ninth and serving as the designated player for the Dragons will be a sophomore from Columbia, Maryland, number 13, Micah Howell. And playing exclusively on the field today in left field as the designated fielder will be a freshman from Laurel, Maryland, number 21, Madison Falby. The Dragons are led by head coach Shannon Riley and assistant coaches Jillian Calloway, Julia Keffler, Becky Bucher, and Taylor Hall. So, the Dragons and the Skipjacks, the first conference game of the season for Howard is coming up. We're going to take a short break and we'll be back with the national anthem and the start of this doubleheader. You are watching Dragon Softball live on Howard Community College's Vimeo. And we welcome you back once again to Kiwanis Wallace Park. We're about to get started here. Pitching for the Dragons to open up today's contest will be Sophia Steele, who has been rock solid so far, a 2-1 record to start the season. Catching will be Holly Ryan. It will be Gianna Sablon at first base, Courtney Johnson at second base. At shortstop will be Taylor Pence. Marissa Webb will be at third. In the outfield will be Madison Falby in left, Reagan Perks in center, and Morgan Ryan in right. Michaela Esposito will lead off for Chesapeake as we kick off this two-game series. Both games today, of course. Here we go. We've been looking forward to this, folks. The first softball broadcast of the season. A lot of excitement for this matchup. As we get underway in the top of the first, Michaela Esposito leading off for the Skipjacks. Here we go. Steele's first pitch is high for ball one. Going to be interesting to see how the Dragons do here on defense. They have been a very solid pitching team so far this season, as that is fouled off for strike one. Got to watch out for foul balls here. The fence is very short, and there's a lot of parking spaces out beyond the left field fence. Last thing you want to do is have your windshield cracked. 1-1 count here for Esposito. On the way. That's high again for ball two. Probably picked that up. That was me drinking out of my thermos. I apologize. The mics are very sensitive up here. 2-1 count for Esposito on the way, and that is on target. Caught her looking there. 2-2 count. Two. Here is Steele. On the way. That was low. It's going to be a full count to kick things off here. Steele gearing up here on the way. 3-2 pitch low in the dirt. Ball four. Esposito will walk to open the contest. Leah Simpson up next. The starting pitcher and the only real true pitcher on the lineup for the Skipjacks. It's going to be their big issue. She's going for the bunt there. It's a good bunt. It'll be scooped up, and they got her at first. Simpson will ground out for the first out of the game, but that does put Esposito into scoring range as number 18, Gracie Calloway, is up next. You had three Dragons all running for the ball there. No one was really talking with Holly Ryan, who scooped up and got it. As that's high, hits a camera. And Esposito will take third on that wild pitch there. So 1-0 count here. And Steele's trying to calm down a little bit. That one was low for ball two. Chesapeake with a chance to get an early run here. It's low for ball three. Steele in a bit of a jam. Courtney Johnson comes up to say some words of encouragement. 3-0 pitch on the way. And that's ball four. Calloway will walk. Esposito will stay at third. And this will bring up Emma Beals, the only returning sophomore from last year's class. Stolen base attempt. They're gonna not get her in time. It's a stolen base for Callaway. On one pitch, two runners in scoring position. Dragons would love to get out of this. On the way, and that is on target. Strike two. Still trying to reel it back in. Hope you folks at home got a good look at that one wild pitch that smacked into the fence. Pitch on the way, high, just a bit for ball one. That's good movement by Holly Ryan back there to try and cut off any attempts to steal. Although I don't think the Skipjacks would try that. Popped up. That should be playable. Courtney Johnson is over, and it's off the fence for a foul. And it'll remain a 1-2 count. A lot of good hustle there from Courtney Johnson, rushing over there from second base. Johnson was a transfer from UMBC, played a little bit, and is looking to get more playing time here in Howard. I believe they were just changing out balls there. And that last one bounced off of the yellow protective netting on top of the, or protective piping, I guess, on top of the fences, right in front of the Chesapeake dugout. 1-2 pitch on the way is high for ball two. And a good catch there by Holly Ryan to prevent another wild pitch that might score some runs. Dragons have the offensive firepower that I think they'll be okay if a couple runs score here, but of course they would love for that not to happen. 2-2 pitch on the way. And that one was way inside, and now it's another full count as Steele looks a little shaky here in the top of the first. Two runners, one out, two runners on base. As that one is smacked up deep back into right field. Morgan Ryan is on it. Esposito's going to score. So a sac fly. A sac fly to Morgan Ryan will bring home one run. And that's going to be the first run of the game. So 1-0. As Dennis is up next. Abigail Dennis. Chesapeake getting on the board first here, but we've got two outs, so there is a chance. Try and get out of this. That one is high. Ryan drops it. Callaway's going to stay at third. 1-0 count. Swing and a miss that time. 1-1 count. Steele trying to limit the damage here. As the 1-1 pitch on the way and is slapped foul. And by the sounds of it, that hit the light pole. Chesapeake down to their final strike here in the first inning. Chesapeake was able to get pretty deep in the lineup so far on this first inning, but Steele trying to limit the damage. 1-2 pitch is outside. They were trying to draw her there. Didn't work. It's 2-2. That one is just a bit outside. Full count, 3-2. Got to get him here. And got her looking. Sophia Steele strikes him out. And that'll do it for the first. 1 run scores, one's left on base. We're headed to the bottom of the first, and the Dragons get a chance to respond on offense. We'll be right back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. It is 1-0 after the top of the first, halfway through the first inning of this doubleheader. Dragons managed to get out of that jam, and they were lucky not to get extra damage done, but now they got to fight back on offense. Leah Simpson, we mentioned earlier, is only one of just 2 pitchers, is the only true pitcher listed on the roster for Chesapeake. They do have 2 players who can pitch if need be, Riley Arnold and Emma Beals, but they both play traditional positions. As leading off is going to be Reagan Perks for the Dragons. Perks this season, .310 batting average with 9 hits. He's had a great start. Perks will lead off. And we'll swing and miss there for the first one. A 1 pitch, that's inside for ball 1. Perks had a great game against Monroe Bronx, second of that quadruple header. She had to pitch that game and pitched a wonderful game, recording 5 strikeouts and a complete game shutout. As that one is inside and low. I got it. I got this. Or did you want to? That one goes foul. Okay. 2-2. Mentioned also that Perks had a great hitting day that game against Monroe Bronx too. She's really blossomed into an awesome leadoff hitter. As she'll foul that one back, and it just misses the medical tent. Dragons want to try and attack Simpson fast and quick. Chesapeake's relief options are not that deep. That is way inside, and it's a full count for Perks. She is 1 ball away from a nice afternoon walk to first. See if they can get her here. Simpson gears up. Perks will smack that one. And it's going to go foul. And from the looks of it, it cleared the fences. Good contact there from Reagan Perks. Want to give a shout out, by the way, to BSN Sports. The new uniforms for the Dragons this year are phenomenal. As here's the wind-up payoff pitch, and that's way inside. I thought it almost grazed her shins. Perks makes it to first. Courtney Johnson from UMBC up next. And she'll smack that one fair down the left field line, deep into the corner. Perks is going to get to third, and it's a double for Courtney Johnson. How about that? The Dragons 2 runners in scoring position as Taylor Pence is up to the plate. Sorry about that. Batting, number 23, Taylor Pence. Here's Pence. Another stellar sophomore for the Dragons, as that is on target, looking Strike one. Yeah, 1 sec. That one gets away. Perks is going to score. Yes, she will. Perks scores on a wild pitch, and the Dragons get their first run of the game. Yes. Courtney Johnson will advance. 1-1 right off the bat on a 1-1 count. The Dragons already getting runners into scoring positions much quicker, as that's off the shin. That's a hit by pitch.
Now batting, number 17.
That'll send Pence. That'll send her to first. Sophia Steele will be up next, the pitcher, as Simpson's going to have a conversation here with Arnold and Callaway. As Steele, the pitcher, will be up next. Dragons with runners on the corners here. Right off the bat, they are showing why this team, why everyone's saying this is the year that the Dragons are going to become true contenders at Region 20, and they have what it takes. Shows a bunt, Pence takes off, they're going to roll a strike, and Pence will steal and grab a quick stolen base. Dragons have been getting a lot of stolen bases this year. One of the better teams in the region at sniping. As there's a swing and a miss and an 0-2 hole for Steele. That's one of the things I love most about softball, is that the pitchers get a chance to hit, and usually they can be some of the best on the field. On the way, and caught looking. That's going to be the first out of the inning as Steele gets sat down, and this will bring up Marissa Webb. Oh, big Marissa Webb here. So that's inside for ball one. Webb, tallest player on the team by a country mile. Big transfer from Bethel College down in Tennessee right before the start of the season. And she has emerged as the Dragons' premier power hitter. Well, at least one of them. The Dragons have several. As she goes for a nice bunt down the left field line, a run's going to score. Webb will be caught out, but Courtney Johnson will score. That will advance Pence to third, and the Dragons take the lead.
Now batting, number 5, Morgan Ryan.
As here's Morgan Ryan up next, the Dragons' current leading batter in terms of batting average. Been a great start to the year for her, as that is, they're going to rule, I think they're going to rule that a ball. She almost went. Did he say? That one's on a strike, 1-1. No, it doesn't say anything, it's ball. 1-1 for Ryan. And they're going to, that one was also on target, caught looking again. Ryan shows bunt. That one was low. And that'll even up the count at 2-2. That one is popped up. It's going to be foul and will be sniped up by Arnold for the out. That'll do it for the first. Dragons lead it 2-1 as we head to the second. Welcome back, welcome back. It is a 2-1 ball game at the top of the second. The Dragons taking advantage of some errors there by mistakes there by Chesapeake, as leading off is going to be number 29, Riley Arnold,
Now
for the
batting
Skipjacks.
29, Riley
Arnold, of course, made that catch at the end of the first there to stop the Dragons' roll, and she'll face off against Steele, as that one is. Oh, they're going to roll. That one was inside, and it'll be a 1-0 count. Steele getting set on the way. Arnold takes a big swing and misses that. Arnold's your traditional softball power hitter, big stocky build, capable of smacking dingers. You're gonna have to watch out for her. Dragons have a couple players like that. That's why they're already making waves in Region 20. The 1-1 pitch, that one is smacked up. Back it goes. It's off the fence, and Arnold will make it to first. So a single for Riley Arnold.
Now batting number 17, Carrie Kemp.
This will bring up Carrie Kemp, number 17. As the old saying goes, there goes the no-hitter. No worries there. As we get into the bottom of the lineup here for Chesapeake with Carrie Kemp. And Chesapeake showing that, Region 20 competition is going to be tough here for the Dragons, as that's high for ball one. Steele was a late addition to the roster for the Dragons, literally scooped up right out of high school before the season began by Coach Shannon Riley, and immediately plugged in as the opening day starter at pitcher, and she's been excellent this season, as that's inside. Ball two for Carrie Kemp. Steele right now with a 2-1 record for the Dragons, and leads the team in ERA for starting pitchers. That one's on target for strike one. It's gonna be interesting to see how this Chesapeake lineup towards the bottom works against the Dragons. The top of the lineup was able to get a lot of contact there, as that's on target too to even it up. Let's see if Steele could get her second strikeout of the game. She got one back at the top of the first into that inning. On the way, that is smacked up. It's going to be foul. And that was a good hustle there from Courtney Johnson and Morgan Ryan to get in position, potentially try and catch that ball if it had landed fair. 2-2. Pitch on the way, that's outside, and it's another full count. Dragons have been working with a lot of those today. 3-2. See if Steele can get out of this jam. Popped up, and that will be way foul, and that's going to land over on between the fields. Ball runners are going to get a workout today with all the foul balls. Funny, foul balls are either going to go over onto the fields next to us over in right field, or if they go off the left field line, if you have a car parked there, you better pray. That gets fouled off the flag. 2, 3, 6. Ninth pitch of this at bat coming up, as it's a battle between the two 17s, Carrie Kemp and Sophia Steele. As we got a dog with bat wings that's joined the action. That one is lined up into center field, and that's going to be a single for Kemp. Two are aboard.
Now batting
As
number 3,
Elena Ratto.
Rado.
Here's Elena Ratto. A lot of good contact here for the Skipjacks, as Ratto, the only other sophomore on the roster. I'll have to check. I'm not sure if she was on the roster last year. She might have been. I will double check that between innings. As the wind is picking up here, Steele's first pitch goes for the bunt, and it's foul for strike one. mentioned earlier there was a dog with bat wings. A little black lab walked by with its owner, had a little bat wing costume on. That was pretty cool. There, another bunt. That one tipped off Holly Ryan's glove. Batters will advance. As the umpires are going to have a discussion here, I think. They're going to see if they're going to rule that. In the meantime, they're going to rule that was a ball. It's a 1-1 count. That one's on target. The Dragons need to limit mistakes here as 2 runners in scoring position. They did have this happen back in the first. They did get out of that with only 1 run allowed. Chesapeake's looking to answer them as that one's high too. Steele's had a couple of those today. And it's 2-2. Right side, the Dragons do have some solid. We'll hold that thought, actually. We'll continue watching here. 2-2 count. Swing and a miss. Got her. Arnold and Kemp will stay in scoring position.
Number 12, Katie Jenkins.
As Katie Jenkins is up to round out the order for Chesapeake. See if Steele can get out of this jam here. 2 runners in scoring position, 1 out, as that is knocked foul and will land somewhere around shallow right field, almost into the infield of the baseball field behind us for the first strike. 0-1 for Steele. Ground ball. Scooped up. Sablon will fire. Can they get 2? They cannot. A run will score. Tie game.
Now batting, number 33, Michaela Esposito.
Michaela Esposito is back up, and we are back to the top of the lineup. It is a 2-2 ball game. As Riley Arnold scored off that ground ball. And that's knocked foul. The ball runs back, going to land about where the last one did. Dragons coaching staff looking relaxed at this point, and I think they know that they can go toe to toe with Chesapeake here. No need to panic. There's ball 1. I'm glad we got a nice 2-2 game to start off this contest here. As that's outside. And the Dragons are going to talk things over here. They're going to call a timeout, talk with Steele. And we'll take this moment real quick. I got to check something on my play-by-play. By the way, folks, if I sound like I'm taking a while to talk about stuff, that's because I'm also doing the live stats for this game. So forgive me if reactions are a little delayed, but I will do my best. After a brief conversation, Steele's going to deal. That's low. It's a 3-1 count. Not been exactly a typical afternoon here from Sophia Steele. Going to try her best, though. She is one of the best pitchers on the lineup for the Dragons. She can get out of this jam. And she is going to catch them swinging right there. Chesapeake's down to their final strike. Steele, by the way, has already pitched 43 pitches so far, but over half of them have been strikes. So while she's had to pitch quite a bit, a lot of them have been on target. That's low, and they're going to roll a ball. Esposito will get to first, and that will bring up the pitcher, Leah Simpson.
Now batting, number 27, Leah Simpson.
Shout out to our volleyball coach, my assistant Jalen Ivey, who's doing the PA announcing. Wonderful job so far. Here's Simpson, her second at bat of the game. And she will sky that one up into right field, and it's over the head of Morgan Ryan. 1 run is going to score. Batters will advance. Chesapeake's going to try and send another home, and it's going to be 2 runs for Chesapeake off a 2 RBI double from Simpson.
Now batting number 18, Gracie Calloway.
4-2, Chesapeake takes the lead. They're going to talk things over real quick. As Gracie Calloway is up next. One of those runs was unearned. And she will hit a little ground ball. Johnson scoops it up. Quick fire to Sablon. That'll do it. Chesapeake strikes back at the top of the second. They get 3 runs aboard. They take a 4-2 lead. Dragons will have to respond on offense. So the top of the second, 3 runs, 3 hits, and 1 left on base as we head to the next inning. You're watching Dragons Softball live on Howard Vimeo. Welcome back. The top of the second didn't exactly go the Dragons' way. 3 runs scored by Chesapeake.
Now batting number 30.
As we are back, and it's Holly Ryan, another returning sophomore, another big power hitter for the Dragons, the catcher, who will lead off this inning. Dragons have got a lot of really tough power hitters on this lineup that can smack, and Holly Ryan's one of them. She had a home run against Monroe Bronx in that epic 4-game sweep. As Simpson's first pitch is strike looking. Now here's some good news for the Dragons. Like we've mentioned throughout this game, Chesapeake only has 1 true pitcher, that's Simpson. They have got a couple other players that can pitch if need be, but Simpson is the only one who really can go out there and deal it. She's probably not going to start as pitcher for game 2. So if the Dragons can just survive this first game against her, they might have a chance to light up whoever it is that replaces her for game 2. And that's what happened against Bryant Stratton for the Skipjacks. They played a tight, contested game in their first contest, but in the second game, Bryant Stratton was all over their game 2 starter. 2-1 count here for Ryan, who smacks that one up, and it misses the glove of the left fielder. Ryan is going to try and get to second, and she'll do it. It's a double for Holly Ryan. Holly Ryan setting the tone as Gianna Sablon from Hagatna, Guam is up next. The only international player on the roster, well, technically, Madison Falby is originally from the Caribbean. I forgot the exact, forgive me, Madison, if you're watching this film later. I forgot the exact country. That one was fouled off a bit. Sablon from Guam led the team in batting average last season as another returner to this very deep team full of sophomore talent for the Dragons. It's making, they've returned, I think, more sophomores than any other team in Region 20 did. That's fouled up. Watch out. Oh, and that almost got a car. Some poor sap was driving up here and Had to slam on the brakes to avoid having a softball go through their windshield. I said to our athletic trainer, Tim Happel, before this game, I'm predicting 3 windshields will get hit. Oh, and they caught her looking. Sablon will strike out, and we're at the bottom of the lineup, and it's the designated player, Micah Howell. Micah Howell not fielding today, as that's inside. Might have grazed her. She is serving as designated player, while Madison Falby will play in the outfield in her place. Howell also a relief pitcher for the Dragons. I think that's why they've got her on standby as a designated player, so she could come in and do some relief work. As she skies that one up, that's going to land foul. And none of the skipjacks in the vicinity were able to get it. It was Katie Jenkins who almost had a piece of it. As Howell is up for the 1-0-1 count. Ryan in position. That's a little off target. I don't know. Okay, we'll go with that call. We'll take that call. 2-1 for Howell. Howell, another returning sophomore for this Dragons team. Again, so many sophomores on this roster as she swings and misses. And it's 2-2. That one's popped directly up. Watch out. Right behind us. Foul ball. Swing and a miss. And Howell will head back to the bench. Back to the top of the lineup, Reagan Perks. Perks got the party started back in the first, as that's very high for ball 1. Kemp, the catcher, able to scoop it up. Holly Ryan was taken off for third. She wisely doubles back. Dragons would love a big smack here. Try and tie things up. Swing and a miss. They don't need that. See if Perks can eat into this lead a little bit here. The 1-1 pitch. On the way, it's high. 2-1. That's high again. 3-1 count for Perks. She's going to draw her second walk of the game. She will. 2 aboard for the Dragons, as we're back to Courtney Johnson.
Now batting, number 22, Courtney Johnson.
Mentioned earlier, Johnson played as, oh, that one is sails down the left field line. Went foul, but man, there was some beef to that. Oof. As Courtney Johnson. Shout out to Marissa Webb, who's leading the chants in the dugout. That was on target looking, and it's an 0-2 hole for Johnson. Mentioned earlier, Johnson played at UMBC last season, but only made an appearance in 8 games. Didn't get a ton of playing time. She transferred here and has joined the starting lineup. Has already made an impact, as she will smack that one up back into left field. Left fielder is under it and will make the catch, and that will conclude the inning. So Johnson flies out. We'll head to the 3rd inning. Dragons need to stop on defense here if they want to get back into this one. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Kiwanis Wallace Park, field number 7. It is a 4-2 ball game at the top of the third as the Dragons trail the Skipjacks. Sophia Steele pitching as Emma Beals will lead off here, and the Dragons would desperately like to get a stop. They don't want any more damage done as Chesapeake is already starting to show why they're one of the more dangerous teams in Region 20. That one was a little inside for ball 1 as Sophia Steele not had the greatest start to this game, but it's still a long game, and there's plenty of time to amend any issues from the first 2 innings. As Steele's pitch is ground ball scooped up by Pence, and there we go. That was easy. Taylor Pence makes the stop from the shortstop position. And this will bring up
Now batting number 7.
Abigail Dennis. A good start here on defense for the Dragons. They'd love to get a 3-up, 3-down inning. Knock on wood. Oh, no, there's no wood around me. Okay, well, as the umpire is letting the third base coach know. This was an issue that the Howard staff had pointed out earlier. Something about the third base coach signaling to the batter. I wonder what they're talking about. It could be something to do with the pitcher. You hear Jillian Calloway, the head, just yelled out that was the rule in January. So I wonder exactly what the issue is. I think, don't quote me on this, but I think Chesapeake's third base coach was calling out signals to the batters as to what pitches that Steele was going to throw. Might explain why they were able to jump all over on her. I don't think you can exactly do that. There's a swing and a miss. It's going to be okay. Now that the umps are looking at this, it's going to be really interesting to see how Chesapeake's batters adjust, because now that the umpires are aware of that, they're probably going to be more they're probably going to be watching that a little more closely. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Skied up into left field. Falby chasing it down. Can't get to it in time. It's going to be a double at the very least. And Dennis makes me eat my words. Immediately gets on base with another hit.
Now batting number 29, Riley Arnold.
So Riley Arnold up next for the Skipjacks as Dennis with a big smack into left field. Falby couldn't chase it down. Need a stop here. Ball 1. Once again, want to give a shout out to the people working in the makeshift booth, I guess, today. I'll wait after this pitch just in case I miss anything. That's inside for ball 2. Of course, the lovely Miss Jalen Ivy on PA today and music, and our very own Anthony Jami. That is 3-time MD JUCO basketball champion Anthony Jami working the scoreboard for us. Shout out to men's basketball here at Howard Community College as that's fouled off. The Dragons defeated these Chesapeake Skipjacks last weekend in the Region 20 championship game to punch their ticket to Danville, Illinois for the Division II tournament, where they will face the number 5 seeded Des Moines Area Community College Bears, excuse me. That's going to be a battle. We're looking forward to that. That's on Monday. That's another foul, and it's a 2-2 count for Arnold. Coach Mike Smelkinson and the Dragons are looking forward to a chance at nationals. They went last year, but lost in the first round to Florida State College at Jacksonville, and in a consolation game against the County College of Morris didn't go their way either. But they're looking forward to getting back as there's ball 3 in the dirt. Arnold being very patient here. Of course, she had a big smack earlier. And she'll foul that off. I think the Dragons are going to be just fine in nationals this year. I think they're going to put up a good fight against Des Moines. Des Moines is a tough team. Des Moines is very tough, but I think this Dragons team has proven that they're a lot tougher than they were last year. They're seeded 12th for the tournament, which is the highest seed they've ever been. So, well, at least in the modern era of record keeping. So, should be fun. Smack up into right field and over for a home run. Riley Arnold gets a home run, and 2 more runs are aboard. A massive smack from Riley Arnold, who's making life difficult for the Dragons defense, as Jillian Calloway is going to come out to talk things over with Sophia Steele.
When your phone there. That's crazy.
Carrie Kemp up next. We're going to take a quick break. So you probably heard this 1,000 times in the past, but just a quick little fun fact. Jillian Calloway, the assistant coach of the Dragons, is married to our head coach, Shannon Riley. And they form an epic tag team that's been building this Dragons program from the beginning. And just went out there to calm down Sophia Steele, make sure she's okay, as she's allowed 6 runs so far, and it's a little uncharacteristic for her, but see if she can get back on track here. I wouldn't be surprised if the Dragons decide to give her some rest after either this inning or the 4th inning. Send in one of their relief pitchers. That's the thing about this Dragons team. They have the pitching depth that if a starter gets in trouble, they've got options. That was not the case in the past for the Dragons. The last few years for the team is as Callaway is talking things over with the ump here. Wonder what this is about. Checking stuff over there. To my knowledge, I assume there was some ruling in the latest JUCO rulebook that the umpire was just checking up on, related to communication with the pitchers. That's my guess. Smacked up into center field, and back is Reagan Perks for the out. The Dragons needed that.
Now batting number 3, Elena Rado.
Here's Elena Rado. 2 outs. Dragons need to get out of this jam. Need their bats to come alive on offense if they want to get back into this one. And again, a loss here isn't the worst thing ever for the Dragons, simply due to the. There's a ball 1. And I'll stop where I'm going right there, because I started saying a loss. It's like it's still the 3rd inning. It's a lot of. We're not even halfway through this game yet, so let's relax let's relax here. Swing and a miss. Actually got a little bit of a piece of it. Again, what I said earlier. Again, Chesapeake doesn't have the pitching depth for a full 2-game series, at least in my opinion. So even if the Dragons don't do well in this game, they can at least rest assured that game 2 they might have better chances, as that's in there for ball 2. 2-1 count. On the way. And it is low for ball 3. Popped up foul, and that will sail over into one of the adjacent fields. It is a full count, 3-2. This mic, you could really pick up everything on this mic. I apologize for that. Oh, got her looking. Dragons will get out of the inning. They do allow a home run, but it's okay. It's still just a 4-run deficit. And the Dragons offense, it's their turn to get out there and get it back. We'll be right back. We're back.
Now batting, number 22, Taylor Penn.
Taylor Pence is going to lead off here as we start off the bottom of the third. Dragons need runs. Assistant coach Jillian Calloway was impassioned in the dugout just now, telling the team, hey, we need to be talking out there. We are too quiet. And this outside observer kind of agrees. Dragons got to get some momentum back. They got to get back into this contest. Excuse me. And not let it get away from them. Good ground ball from Pence. Shortstop's on it. They didn't need that. A quick out.
Now batting, number 17, Sophia Steele.
Sophia Steele will be up next for the Dragons. As already the Dragons with one out aboard is going to be rough. Get back into this one. That's high. Dragons have struggled outside of the first inning to really figure out Simpson, but still plenty of time here to get back into this game. Swing and a miss. The Dragons almost seem a little too eager at the plate, and they're taking swings at stuff they don't need to be swinging at. Wind's picking up. Ground ball. And that's a little pop. It pops out of Kemp's glove straight up into the air. That was pretty funny. As it's a 2-1 count. Steele smacks that one up. That's going to land in left center field. And Steele's going to try and run for two. Will she make it? She does. Sophia Steele with a double gets the Dragons the momentum they needed.
Now batting, number 14.
As here is Marissa Webb. I like her. I like that walk-up song. I like Thunderstruck from AC/DC. I like that. All right, Dragons got one aboard. Now let's see if they can get some momentum and keep. Well, they got the momentum. Now let's sustain it. That's high. And with Marissa Webb, you know, the batter's box for Marissa Webb is already going to be the strike zone is already going to be a lot higher than usual. So on the way, little ground hopper. Oh, the shortstop dropped it. Is it going to be close? I think we're going to rule that an error as Webb makes it to first base. Nope. Okay, we're going to keep that as a single. Okay, shout out to Mark Winkle, our former SID, who's doing the book. He's going to rule that. Infield signal for Webb. That's two aboard as Morgan Ryan comes to the plate. And it looks like the shortstop. What's going on here? The shortstop, that's Rado. Somehow her cleat became untied as Ryan goes. They're going to roll. It's a foul tip. And Steele advanced to third on that. One and one. So Steele moves to third on that foul tip off the bunt attempt by Morgan Ryan. As it's a 1-1 count for Ryan. Dragons with momentum back in their corner. As that is way outside. Good eye for Morgan Ryan. Ryan, of course, leading the team in total batting average this season through the first road trip of the season. She was excellent at the plate. And she smacks that one right up. And it's snagged by Arnold. Steele's going to come home. And got it. Sophia Steele gets it at the plate. Webb takes second. A little bit of a sack foul that play there by Morgan Ryan. And the Dragons get one back. 6-3. As Holly Ryan comes to the plate. And they're actually going to talk things over. Chesapeake's coach came out to double check the ruling on that by the umpire. Umpire tells him, nah, she was safe. She was safe.
Now batting, number 33, Holly Ryan.
As here's Holly Ryan. I like the walk-up songs this year. I've really enjoyed them so far from all of the Dragons, and there's a couple as we get later into the season and we see some of the there's ball one. We see some of the bench players come out here and play. We will RBI. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, no worry. There will be some players that we will see. I'll I'll change it up. Just conferring there. Mark Winkle, our former SID, is helping out today. He's doing the book, and he was just giving me an update as that is fouled out. Watch out! Saved by the tree. And ooh, okay. I would have called that a strike. I guess that was a little bit inside, but there we go. 3-1, excuse me. Almost a full count. And it'll be a walk. Holly Ryan advances. 2 on for the Dragons as Gianna Sablon is up.
Now batting, number 18, Gianna Sablon.
Here's Sablon. 2 runners in scoring position. She represents the tying run as that one is looking. Sablon. I thought I said it right. Did I not? Sablon. Okay, I want to make sure I get the names right. Apologies. Ooh, that one right up the middle into center field. Webb is going to hesitate, but she's going to score. And Ryan's going to score and rolls all the way back to the fence. Is this going to be a triple? Oh my goodness. Sablon with a triple. It's a 1-run game. How about that? Gianna Sablon gets it done. Micah Howell's up next. Another Chesapeake shoe came untied in that mess. And the Dragons right back into this one. Wow. Hagatna Guam stand up. Gianna Sablon getting it done. Oh, this is a game now. That's high. Now here's the question. Have the Dragons gotten Simpson rattled? Or is she going to battle back into this? That one was looking. Dragons playing a little dangerous here. They got 2 outs, so they got to be careful, but they've gotten the runs back. Ball 2. Grounder, scooped up by third base, will fire and gets the out. So the Dragons get within 1, a good start for them. We head to the 4th. It's a 6-5 ball game. We're going to take a break. Be right back. So we just went over and adjusted the scoreboard there. That's going to be an error by center field on that Sablon triple. So it's actually going to be a single advancing to third on an error. We're back, top of the fourth, and it is ball one for Katie Jenkins. Bottom of the order here for Chesapeake as they got a little rattled there in the top of the third as their 4-run lead was eaten into. It's a 6-5 ball game. As we approach the halfway point, as a swing and a miss. Sophia Steele still out there. I mentioned at the end of the third inning, at the middle of the third, I mentioned that I thought the Dragons might try and pull her and give her the rest of the day off, but she's still out there and playing good, and that's why she's starting to throw some heaters. Well, nasty low pitch there that gets Jenkins swinging, and it's a 1-2 count. Nice crowd coming out here today. Today was unofficially a blackout day. I don't think the memo got around there. No, that one's caught her looking. How about that? First strikeout of the inning for Steele. We're back to the top of the order. Kayla Esposito. I don't think the crowd got the memo. It was blackout day. That's okay. We appreciate their support. We appreciate the community coming out to watch. Little ground ball. Johnson. Oh, she would have had that too, and it's out. Are we going to count that as an error?
Now batting, number 27, Leah Simpson.
Esposito gets to first. This brings up Simpson. Ground ball. Johnson's on it. Chance for a double play. Pence got it. Double play. How about that? The Dragons get out of that jam, and we are halfway through game one of our doubleheader. We'll be right back. Bottom of the fourth, halfway through game one of our doubleheader, and leading off is Reagan Perks, who fouls that off a bunt attempt. That was an awesome double play there by the Dragons. Courtney Johnson flipped it to Taylor Pence, who fired a laser to Gianna Sablon and got the job done. Dragons got out of that inning quickly. And Courtney Johnson made up for it after dropping what would have been a line out. That one is popped up deep into left field. Left fielder is up under it and will make the play. Perks will fly out. And Courtney Johnson in that wild play last inning is in next.
Courtney Johnson.
Inside, ball one. Johnson has been extremely helpful for the Dragons to open this season up. And I'm spelling some big hits here. There's a ball there, ball two. Like to get some big hits here for the Dragons. Shout out once again, Marissa Webb. Getting the bench going. Ooh, as a liner, right past head coach Shannon Riley, who's working third base. Johnson's got some heat on that bat. One thing I love about softball, they always come up with the funniest chants. Chants, you gotta love it. Oh, that one's up into shallow center field. Johnson singles. And we are up now to Taylor Pence.
Taylor.
Oh, I like it. Some Joanne Jett coming up. I like it. I like it. I like it. The walk-up songs this year are passing the vibe test so far. Nice bunt. Right down the lane. It's going to be close. Oh, she dropped it. She's safe. Oh, they're going to call runner's interference. They're going to call runner's interference on Pence. Mark, what's the key for runner's interference? All right, so they're going to call runner's interference.
Now batting number
Back bunt.
17, Sophia Steele.
Got it. I got it. So the runner's interference play is called against Taylor Pence. That'll bring up Sophia Steele. That was just adjusting the live sets there. Ooh, that was tough for the Dragons. That's going to give us 2 outs now. Ooh, Alf Johnson's going to try and steal. Got it. She's safe. Ball 2. And got Steele looking again there for strike 2. Runner in scoring position. Dragons would love for Steele, who got him started last inning. Oh, as she fouled that one off. Shouldn't have swung at that, but I will reserve judgment. I do not play softball, so. Wind is really picking up here. That one. Woo, that's going back. Don't know where it landed, but didn't hear a crunch, so I don't think it hit a windshield. Steele's getting some good contact here. Saved by the tree. That's what Anthony Jami just told me. All right, 2-2 count. Here we go. Simpson deals. That's high, and it'll be a full count. Marissa Webb on deck. It was Steele's double that got that rally for the Dragons started last inning. They would love to have another one here. Pitch on the way. Steele swings, misses. Oh, drop third strike. Won't matter. That'll do it for the 4th. We will head to the 5th inning. No one scores, but a lot of contact. We'll be back.
Now
Kicking off the
batting
top of
number
the fifth,
19,
Gracie
Abigail
Calloway is going to
Dennis.
lead off here. Sophia Steele out on the mound. Dragon, neither team was able to score. I'm getting a little tongue-tied here. Ooh, sorry about that. As that's immediately fouled off. Camera angle still looking good. We know it's been the fence has been hit a couple of times, so we're keeping an eye on the camera to make sure that the angle still looks good. As Steele gonna get the Dragons back into that, and there's ball one. It's a wild inning there. You had that crazy double play by the Dragons, and then you had runners interference called against Taylor Pence. I don't know if the Dragons fully agreed with that. Ball hitting the field. That's a double.
Now batting number 1, Emma Beals.
This will bring up Emma Beals. Chesapeake's getting a lot of contact so far. 7 hits in this game and 6 runs. And they have really been taking it here, but Howard's been giving it back too. 6 hits, 5 runs. Dragons have been able to go right toe-to-toe with them. I like it. As there's a strike. Dragons just need a turn in momentum here. They just need a stop on defense and then to score some runs to retake the lead here. But they've proven they can go toe-to-toe with this Chesapeake team, and that's a good sign. Should be a warning sign for the rest of the region. Hey, this Dragons team is here. Oh, that one is smacked deep into right field and gone. Second home run of the day for the Skipjacks. Oof. And just like that, it's an 8-5 ball game. This is what happened earlier, too. The Dragons got into this hole, and they've got a cowboy hat to celebrate their home runs. As this will bring up number 7, Abigail Dennis, as the infield's going to come up and talk things over with Steele.
Now batting number 7, Abigail Dennis.
We knew this game was going to be a battle. Chesapeake's been one of the top teams in Region 20 for years up to this point. I remember a couple years ago when they were one of the favorites to go toe-to-toe with Pot State back when Potomac State was killing everybody out there. That's low for a ball. They got upset by a 5-win Hagerstown team in the semifinals. I remember I was calling that game when it happened. That was one of the craziest games I've ever seen. Hagerstown jumped out to an early lead. Chesapeake fought all the way back, only for Hagerstown to walk it off. Little ground blooper, scooped out of midair by Gianna Sablon.
Now batting number 29, Riley Arnold.
This will bring up Riley Arnold. Arnold has been a monster hitter so far today for the Skipjacks. She had a single in her first at bat, and her second at bat, she hit a home run. This is one of the problem hitters you got to deal with for the Dragons. On the way, slow for a ball. That one is smacked up. Morgan Ryan is under it. Oh, missed it. That's going to be a single there as Arnold continues what has been an excellent day.
Now batting number 17, Carrie Kemp.
Here's Carrie Kemp back into the game. Strike one for Steele. Ooh, wild pitch. Arnold will make it to second. They're going to put in, okay, so this is interesting. We're going to put in a pinch runner. So it's going to be number 66, Kendra Coffee. Pinch running at second base. Number 66, Kendra Coffee. Kendra Coffee, who is listed 10 in the listed as wearing number 10, is wearing number 66 for this game. That's fouled off. Will enter the game to pinch run. As Chesapeake wants more runs, they want somebody a bit faster out there. They could potentially get that here with Coffee. Coffee not starting this game. She's a freshman from Queenstown, Maryland. That's high. Ball two evens up the count. Dragons do have a pinch runner on their roster, specifically for pinch running, Victoria Wright, but she's not here today. She is not active today. And later in the season when she plays, we'll talk more about her. She's got an interesting path here. Foul ball. Remains a 2-2 count. Little grounder. Scooped up by Pence. Will fire. Was it in time? It was not. Two get aboard here.
Now batting number 3, Elena Rado.
As Elena Rado is up next. Marissa Webb had the positioning, I think, but she peeled off the last second for Pence to pick it up. Pence was further back. That's no wonder. If Webb had taken that, it might have been an easy out. Instead, that's another hit and another score for the Dragons. That's popped right up by Rado. Johnson's underneath and will make the play.
Now batting number 12, Katie Jenkins.
It's Katie Jenkins, bottom of the order here. 2 outs aboard. Dragons trying to get one more and staunch the bleeding here as they've allowed another 2 runs this inning. Trying to fight back in. This has been a great game so far, but the Dragons have got to score more runs on offense. It's the only way here. That was high for ball 1. On the way. And it will be, oh, it's a little weird. I think I'm still, hello? Okay, we're good, we're good. 2-1. Just make sure, okay, yes, you can still hear me. Okay, had a little audio scare there for a second, but I think we're okay. Popped right into Courtney Johnson's glove. Oh, she's made some great defensive plays today. That'll into the inning. Dragons will escape 2, get left on base. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Yes, that is somewhere over the rainbow you hear. That's Marissa Webb's walk-up music as she will lead off here in the fifth. As the Dragons trying to get back into this, I like it. Like I said, the walk-up music this year I've liked a lot.
Now batting number 14, Marissa Webb.
Somewhere over the rainbow. All right, I'll stop. I'll stop. I know people at home are probably muting their TVs or muting their devices. That's popped up, and we'll go foul to the 19 people watching. Sorry you had to hear that. I do apologize. Okay. They're gonna call that a strike. Interesting. That was. Got to remember again. Like Webb is tall, like very tall. So the strike zone's a bit different with her compared to other batters. It's a 1-2 count. Two. Oh, almost got her. 2-2. Big inning here for the Dragons. Running out of time. They need some runs and they need them quick. They did not get them last inning despite getting a great positioning. As Webb smacks that one back into center field. Should be playable, and it will be. And she will fly out. Excuse me. Morgan Ryan up next for the Dragons.
Now batting number 5, Morgan Ryan.
That is Mana Mana from the Muppet Show. I love it. As that one's inside for ball one. Da 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 da. Mana na na. Da 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 da. Mana na na. Da da. Okay, that's gonna be stuck in my head. Thanks, Morgan. I know the girls are gonna be watching film of this game afterwards, and they'll probably be watching this exact footage. So I would just like to say, one, thanks for choosing Howard Community College, and two, darn it, you got it stuck in my head. Ooh, Ryan, really good eye at this at bat. 3 balls. Can we get a perfect 4-0? Or am I going to have to eat my words? I will eat my words. As that was low. They're going to say she swung at that, so she went, so strike one. It was a little borderline. Oh, that one's popped up in a shallow center field, and the center fielder does not make the play. Morgan Ryan gets on base. E? Okay. We're going to roll that in error, it looks like.
Now batting.
As they're going to talk things over with Simpson here. As Holly Ryan is up to bat. By the way, Holly Ryan, Morgan Ryan, no relation, to my knowledge.
Now batting number 33.
A little quick discussion there between Kemp and Simpson. As Holly Ryan is up. She gets strike one. Ryan, real quick. Do we have anything we can put here to block the sun? Because it's starting to heat up my gear. That's the only issue. I'm not sure. Let's wait until between games. It's well, let's see if we got something first. But if not, we'll reposition where we're at. Had to step away there for a second, folks. The sun's coming right down into the booth as there's ball one. And we're trying to make sure that our electronics don't overheat here from getting direct contact with the sun. And the computer I am running everything on is starting to get a little hot. So I would prefer we don't have that issue. That's one of the problems you get with these outdoor sports, as there's a swing and a miss, and Ryan will strike out there. Gianna Sablon up next.
Now batting number 18, Rihanna Sablon.
Sablon. She makes good contact immediately. That's going to go into left field. Could be playable. It is foul. G money. That's what they're chanting. Okay. I like it. I like it. Low ball one. Someone just yelled, "Oh, gee, I love your beautiful brown eyes." Yeah, that works. That works. Yeah, it works. Works for now. Yeah, it was a swing and a miss. So the guys brought over one of the, I guess it's a protective netting for batting practice, and they're using that as a shield to prevent the equipment from overheating. I appreciate it. Ooh, there's a rough swing by G. And that's going to end the inning. Dragons again hitless, runless there. We will go to the sixth. Dragons got to get something going, and they could start by getting a good stop on defense. We'll be right back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. We are kicking off the top of the sixth inning, approaching the final innings here at Kiwanis Wallace Park. The sun beginning to set just a bit. It's getting low in the sky, and it's crunch time for the Dragons. Need a stop here. They can get one by striking out Kayla Esposito. Ball one from Sophia Steele. Looks like it's going to go the distance. Good there, swing and a miss. Steele's had a good day today. She's given up 10 hits and 8 runs, but she's also had a couple good strikeouts. So she's done what she can against this very hungry Chesapeake offense. As that one is drilled up, Johnson got it, and that is another little pop. Courtney Johnson continuing to be the Dragons' best defensive star right now.
Now batting, number 27, Leah Simpson.
Here's Leah Simpson, pitcher, who's been having a very good day. She's again, I don't know if they'll start her as pitcher for game 2. That's going to be the key to watch for if they decide to go with her for game 2. As that, oh, she thought that was going to be a ball. No, that's strike 1. Steele's heating up here. Got to get a 1-2-3 because the meat of Chesapeake's lineup has been raking today with 2 home runs. Ground ball past a little line drive, excuse me, right past Pence's glove, and that will get Simpson onto base.
Now batting, number 18, Gracie Calloway.
Gracie Calloway up next for the Skipjacks. Inside, ball 1. That one is smacked over. It's going to be in foul territory. A lot of contact. A lot of contact. as Chesapeake is trying to extend their lead here. These last two innings are going to be crucial for the Dragons to jump ahead. Again, this is a huge series for the Dragons to open up conference play with Chesapeake, one of the best teams in Region 20 the last handful of years. This year they got off to a rough start. That one's popped up, and another line out for Courtney Johnson. She has been excellent today on the defensive side. That's 2 outs. And here's Emma Beals.
Now batting number 1, Emma Beal.
Ooh, that one got away from Ryan. And that will advance Simpson to second. Outside for another ball. So correcting something I said earlier, yes, both Beals and Ratto were on the roster last year for the Skipjacks. There's another ball. Oh, and a mistake there by Ryan. Is going to advance Simpson. That was an error the Dragons didn't need. 3-0 hole, runner in scoring position. Oh boy, on the way. Ball 4. Dragons just need 1 out. Can they get it here against Dennis?
Now batting number 7, Abigail Dennis.
High, got away again, and another run will score. As dust comes back and hits us. Don't like that. Nine to 5. Did not need that. Did not need that at all. There's a looking strike. Dragons trying to get back into it, but they still trail by 4. One and two. On the way. A little slap. Pence scoops it up, fires, and got it. A little delayed on the reaction there, but got it. And just like that, we're in the bottom of the 6th. Dragons trail by 4. We'll need some big hitting. We'll be right back. Crunch time for the Dragons here. They're going to need runs, and they're going to need them quick. It's the bottom of the sixth. They trail 9-5. Micah Howell will lead off, the designated player, and immediately get strike one. Looking. Dragons have fought hard in this game to keep it close, but they haven't scored in the last 2 innings. And they're going to need it now, especially after Chesapeake just scored there, as that one slips past the third baseman, and Howell will get to first. Good start, good start, good start. Reagan Perks up next.
Now batting, number 9, Reagan Perk.
Perks goes for the foul or the bunt, excuse me, and it fouls off. Teammates calling her the beast. I like it. I like it. Come on. Swing and a miss. That's one out for the Dragons. They'll bring up Courtney Johnson.
Now batting, number 22, Courtney Johnson.
Inside for ball one. Anthony Jami is standing behind us. There's a ball. Try to pick her off. Ball two, ball two. I mentioned Anthony Jami was standing behind us. He was trying to test his reflexes, see if he could, seeing how he would do out there. As that one is smacked up into shallow center field. Oh, and it's picked. Or a fly ball. That was Beals out there. That's 2 quick outs here. Taylor Pence next for the Dragons.
Now batting, number 23, Taylor Penn.
She see money all around me.
Ground ball. And that's going to be a quick out. 1-2-3. Almost a 1-2-3 inning, and Chesapeake gets out of it. We will head to the top of the 7th. As the Dragons still trail by 4. Oh, hold everything, hold everything.
Heading into the top of the 7th, Chesapeake 9, Dragons 5. Marv, how did we change
A discussion going on here. Hold everything, hold everything.
the inning? It went all the way to 8. We're trying to change it to 7.
Oh, now what is this? We're not done here. We're not done here. It's still the 6th. They're going to rule. I think they're going to rule that Pence was safe.
We've been holding that in our back pocket though for the last couple.
So here's what's going on here. Riley Arnold, remember when Riley Arnold was taken out of the game early because was taken out of the game for a pinch runner? They never officially re-entered her into the game with the officials. Not the Cardinals, excuse me. The Dragons just pointed that out, and now it's still the 6th. That's a free base.
She hitting again.
So it's still the sixth. It is still the sixth. In a bizarre set of circumstances, a mistake by Chesapeake's coaching staff has enabled the Dragons to give Taylor Pence another chance. So, oh my goodness, we got a giant white floofer who just came in.
Hi. Hey, Rome.
I don't know if you folks heard that. There's a giant.
Whoa.
Hello there. A little dog just joined us up here.
Hi.
A very vocal dog.
Yes, hello to you too. Hello. Hello. Was he not speaking?
What are the changes on the field?
I think that's number third.
They pulled 29.
30, 30, 33. That's 33 after.
So who's that at first?
33. Yeah, 33.
Yeah, yeah, Mark, who we got out there? So who's at second? We'll be right back, folks. We're just making some changes. Chesapeake's changed their lineup. So here are the changes, folks. We had to check everything. Here are the changes that Chesapeake has made due to the mistake that they made. Kendra Coffey is now in right field. Katie Jenkins has moved to second base, and Michaela Esposito has moved to first base. As they're going to move. Okay, and they're going to move Micah Howell up, as it is a. Okay. So once again, let me run that through everybody because it is a bit confusing. So here's what happened. Riley Arnold was pulled after hitting a double earlier in the game. The Skipjacks put a pinch runner in, but then put Arnold back into the game at the very next inning. They did not inform the umpires what had happened, and Howard noticed that at the start of this inning after Taylor Pence had grounded out, and now Arnold has been taken out of the game. They have changed all of the. They're resetting the whole at bat. They're going to reset the whole at bat. They've made the defensive changes. There's strike one. Chesapeake is, I guess, agreeing to this. So now entering the game, Kendra Coffey, number 66, is now permanently in the game, playing out in right field. So once again, the Skipjacks made a substitution error. Howard picked up on it, and now With 2 outs, they get a chance. They have to use this. Micah Howell is at second base. They gave her the extra base. Taylor Pence is at the plate with 2 outs. And that is going in. Howell will run home. Pence will double. And the Dragons get one back. What a call by the Dragons. And this will bring up Sophia Steele. What a call by the Dragons. They noticed that earlier and they held it onto it until now. As this will bring up Sophia Steele. Once again, if you're just joining us, it was a substitution error. That's inside for ball 1. It was a substitution error several innings ago where a pinch runner was put into the game by the Skipjacks. The Skipjacks then put the player who had been subbed out back into the game on defense, and it finally got caught, and they were forced to make the substitutions. And I think the Dragons might have noticed that early, but decided to hold on to it until this moment, and it worked because Taylor Pence just scored a run, and it's a 3-run game here in the bottom of the 6th. Oh, that bounces off the pitcher's glove. It's going to be a little flip. Chesapeake gets one back. Dragons do get a run aboard. Now they just need a stop on defense. We'll be right back. All right, here we go. Top of the 7th. Dragons desperately need a stop, and it's going to be Kendra Coffey making her first appearance at her first at bat of the game. Started things off. She gets ball 1. Coffey, the centerpiece of the bizarre situation the Dragons had. Coffey's also wearing number 66 today. Not her usual number. She's listed as number 10. Swing and a miss. So the Skipjacks had to change their whole lineup as a result of this this little kerfuffle, and now Coffey has to get in there. We'll see if that has any impact on their hitting abilities, but the lineup is now a little out of whack as Coffey misses there, and I think you're starting to see why she wasn't originally in the lineup, and they only wanted her as a pinch runner. A couple of lazy swings. Dragons need a stop here, and 3 runs at the bottom of the 7th to try and win it. Strike 3, caught her looking. And this will bring up Kemp,
Now batting,
who
number 17.
has been very, very good today. That's going to be a tough one. Hit a lot to the middle, swing and a miss. 118 pitches by Steele so far. She has been working it. 68 of those have been strikes. Now, based on the stats, that is counting foul balls, so keep that in mind. But still, very impressive. Another swing! Steele is heating up here. Heating up when we need her. Chesapeake's not showing a lot of patience at the plate. They're just swinging at everything. High, ball one. When I get a second, I got to tell you the chant I just heard from Chesapeake, that was something, as that's low. Someone from Chesapeake just said, and I quote, "Somebody get her a bucket, she's throwing up." Okay. It's pretty creative. I'll give softball has the most creative chants I've ever heard. We've been doing basketball the last couple of months, and it's all the same. It's like, let's go defense. Ground ball gets past two infielders, and that's going to be a hit for Kemp. This will bring up Ratto. All right, Dragons need a stop here. Ooh. That's on target. Strike one.
At bat, number 3, Elena Rado.
Swing and a miss. Steele has cracked over 120 pitches on the day. Ball. Ooh. And we're trying to get Kemp at first, trying to pick her. Swing and a miss. Got her. That's two. And Katie Jenkins will be up next for the Skipjacks.
Now batting, number 12, Katie Jenkins.
Keep in mind, Chesapeake, small team, doesn't have any available subs. Pitch on the way. Outside, they're going to try and steal. Oh! Oh, she made it. Kemp steals second. 1-0. Low for ball two. Well, this is getting a little frightening. Need a stop here. Steele has played brilliantly in this first match. Going for the bunt. Went foul for strike one. Two one pitch on the way. Cracked foul. 2-2. Coming down to this. Crowd's getting antsy here. They want to see this last out. And it will be a full count once again. This afternoon started with full counts for Sophia Steele, and it might end with a full count for her, at least on the defensive side. Get this last out here. Dragons need just 3 runs to tie it up, 4 to win it in the bottom of the 7th. Outside. Didn't need that. Jenkins will walk. Esposito coming up.
Now batting, number 33, Michaela Esposito.
Dragons have allowed a lot of runners on base today. It's going to be something they're going to have to fix for game 2. Swing and a miss by Esposito. Chesapeake has not been showing a lot of patience in this inning outside of Jenkins drawing a walk. They've been swinging. Little grounder, 0-2 hole. Chesapeake once again down to their final strike. See if Steele can deliver it. It's like we have T-ball practice going on in the field, on one of the fields adjacent to us. As she got a piece, oh my goodness. Whoo, that little boy going to T-ball practice is going to be... Oh, that almost got him. That almost got him. That was frightening. With a little boy and his family walking to T-ball practice, he almost got beamed on the side of the head. My God. Wow, he better say his prayers tonight. As that was a ball. That was close. Woo! One, two. High. Oh, come on. We gotta lock in here. We gotta lock in here. Oh, they're gonna rule she made contact. It sounded like the bat hit Holly Ryan's catching gear. 2-2. Coming up on the 7th pitch of this at bat. It's on the way. It's swung on and missed. That'll end the inning, and we head to the bottom of the 7th. The Dragons need 3 runs to tie this thing up. We'll be right back. It's only fitting that our first broadcast of the season all comes down to this. The Dragons trail by 3 entering the bottom of the 7th. It is doable, and it's Marissa Webb who will start things off, and she nearly takes her teammate Shins out there with a foul. Dragons in the meat of their lineup here, and they're going to need some big hits if they want to fight back into this one, trailing 9-6. It's been a great game so far. That's inside for ball 1. Give all the credit in the world to Leah Simpson. She's pitched an excellent game. But I'm on the side of the Dragons here. As Webb hits that one up into left field. There we go. That's one. Morgan Ryan to the plate. Gotta love that intro song. One of the song from the Twister soundtrack. I love it. Good walk-up song. There's gonna be strike one looking. So who's gonna be the hero? Who's gonna step up and be the hero for the Dragons? Ryan slaps that foul. And it's an 0-2 hole. Who is gonna step up and be the hero here for the Dragons if they can? And again, even if it doesn't go their way, there is game 2, and you know Chesapeake does have that little problem of not having that pitching depth. As Ryan shows bunt. Swings and misses. That's one out. Holly Ryan up next for the Dragons.
Now batting number 33, Holly Ryan.
She gets strike one looking. Temperature's coming down a little bit, starting to get a little chilly out. That's inside for ball one. Grounds crew here getting set to head out to get the field ready. We're going to be turning the broadcast off between games to get everything a rest. As Ryan smacks that one up into center field. Center field's under it. And we'll make the play. And the Dragons are down to their last out. Gianna Sablon is up.
Gianna Sablon.
Ball one. The Webb looked like she was going to try and take off. Dancing around there. 1-0 count. That one is smacked up, and it will hit the green. Back at center field. Center field fielder bobbles it. Runners will advance. It's a double for Sablon.
Now batting number 13.
And this will bring up Micah Howell as the Dragons now have 2 runs in scoring position and the tying run at the plate. Need a big hit here. Oh, and they're going to rule that she went. Regardless of how this ends, the Dragons have played very well in their conference opener. And this is the thing about this Howard team, as long as this program has been around, conference plays where they've struggled. That's outside. They're making a statement here. They're going toe-to-toe with one of the Blue Bloods, saying we're not going to be a punching bag like we've been the last couple of years. You're going to have to fight. You're going to have to fight to beat us. That one's on target. And once more, the Dragons down to their last strike. Thought for a second there was somebody running onto the field out in left field. No, it's behind the fence. That's a ball. 2-2. Swing and a miss, and that'll do it. And it will be the Skipjacks who take game 1 of the doubleheader. An unfortunate end there for the Dragons, but a good hard fight. And they'll lose that one 9-6. We're gonna go ahead and end this broadcast, folks. We'll be back for game 2 of our doubleheader in just a bit. We will see you back just a bit as the Dragons lose 9-6.